All right. And a happy Monday morning to everybody. Hello. Colleen Biggs here, and I'm with Marelda Rodrigues. And I'm super excited to be back for another Monday of our Member Monday Spotlights. As you all know, on Monday mornings, I love to bring our members forward so that they can share their greatness and their genius and talk a little bit about what's going on in their world and their offerings and what they have to bring to us. And they're always wonderful tools and tips and tricks on how we can navigate through our businesses and in our personal life. And today, Marelda is going to be talking to us a lot about emotional wellness. So, we've had a lot of turns and we've had to lift and shift and pivot and all the things that everyone's been talking about since the pandemic. And now, parents went from maybe working at a physical location to then having to work virtually to then having to homeschool their kids to then having to now kids going back and we're feeling a little anxious. Are they safe? Are they not safe? All of this overwhelm, right? And so that messes with our emotions, which we know, Marelda, those are directly tied to everything health in our body. So welcome this morning for our Member Monday Spotlight and talk to us about a little bit about you and what you've been doing lately with your time and emotional wellness.
Yes, thank you, Colleen, and hello, everybody. In terms of emotional wellness, one of the things that it's often overlooked because emotions we don't see. Like if we have a cut on our hand, or if our head hurts, or our brain feels fuzzy, and we just kind of need to take a nap, we know how to express that because we're used to talking about it. But oftentimes, uh, it has become almost not okay to talk about how we feel. And the interesting thing is, feelings are actually the operating system. So, everything else is like an app on your phone. So, if your phone's not working, it doesn't matter how much you rearrange the apps, right? If your phone's not working, it's not working. And
Mm,
you can plug it in all you want and charge it. But if the phone's operating system is not working,
yeah.
um, the thing is just going to not be at its most useful to you. So this is where I really want to shine a light on emotional wellness and help people just really understand how important it is with some really simple tips. Like, you don't have to go out and buy a whole course or a book, or it's simple things that we tend to um, put blinders on, or we just are not tuned into
Yeah.
because of all the stuff that's in our faces. Um, Now, I've got a couple of tips that help people understand, and really, I want to bring this forth with three learning messages. And one of them is about naming the emotion. Naming the emotion allows you to actually give it a name, like Colleen and Merelda, right? If we just walk around, if I were to meet you at a place and just walk around you and never know your name, I won't know anything about you.
Hmm.
And emotions are the same way. We have to know their name, whether it's anger or fear or worry, anxiety, whatever it is. Because once we can give it a name, we can figure out how it's showing up in our body. When I'm angry, do I tend to tap my feet? When I'm worried, do I clench my jaw? Do I tend to breathe shallow, which means now we got to take notice about how we're breathing, right? So, um, naming the emotion gives you an opportunity to see how it's showing up. And it goes the other way too. If you find yourself in this jittery space where either you are clenching your jaw or you are tapping your foot, you can stop that for a second and say, hey, what's going on that's making me do this thing in my body or feel this way in my body? What is that emotion? Let me name it. The more we name it, the more we get to know it, the more we know how we show up with it, the more we are able to find solutions for it.
So, do you think, Marelda, that for me, I would say probably I would notice the thing first before I would notice the emotion tied to it, right? So
Possibly.
if I'm, say, you're putting off, procrastinating is a good one, right? So we're procrastinating something throughout the day or throughout the week, and it's like, what is around that procrastination? Why do I keep procrastinating? Then once we really dig into it, I might find out, well, maybe I'm afraid that maybe it's fear. Maybe it's fear of writing what I need to get written. Maybe it's a fear, of doing that thing, so I keep procrastinating it. So then once we identify it, what do we do with it at that point?
So at that point, it's time to look at exactly what it is that is, it helps you go one step further. So if I know I'm procrastinating because I'm worried about something, then what is the worry? Am I worried that it's going to take too much time to write and I have seven other things going on? Or is it I'm worried because I don't know if my audience will receive it, but I know they need it? So what can I do about it? Maybe I need to show it up in different ways. Maybe I need to do a video about it and some writing, and look at maybe bringing that together so that I don't take on the whole responsibility
Mhm.
of whether someone's going to consume it or not. I can give it to them in little bites and pieces, right? So now it allows me to create some solutions for what I need. If I find that I'm clenching my jaw about something, what am I clenching my jaw about? Most times it's either we are relating to the past and saying it didn't work, or it bombed, or someone said this, or we're looking into the future and we're projecting based on our past, but we're not stopping at the present.
Mm.
And that's the biggest thing, because even to notice, you have to be in the present. Because if you're busy racing between the past and the future and the past and the future, this is what we call mind. Sometimes we call it mind monkeys, or we can call it, the brain racing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
not really finding a solution because it hasn't stopped.
Yeah, if it hasn't happened yet and you're feeling anxious about it, it's going to happen anyway. So anxiety is like, living in the future.
Yeah.
Depression can be regret of something, right, from the past, something we've already done. And it's just, would you say for our health, it's healthier for us to live in the journey, in the moment, and notice what's going on with our bodies to rectify or fix that today?
Yes. So it's really important to one, notice,
Mm,
to look at how it manifests in the body.
mm,
Your body is always going to tell you. The thing is, we all live up in our heads.
mm,
And because of that, we also um, don't believe what our body is telling us, because we think, I know there's something for it, or this happened, or that happened. And once again, the mind chatter starts to go. But this is the thing, emotions are felt in the body. So if you run up into your mind trying to find the solution, the brain doesn't know how to do that.
mm.
The brain doesn't know how to feel, it knows how to think. In order to feel, you have to come back down into your body. So you have to start noticing what it is that you're doing and what are the messages that are creating these different manifestations in the body.
What's a good way to do that? So if I recognize it, I name it, what's the best way for me then to maybe deal with it, or like that next step?
So the when once you recognize it and you give it a name and you look at how it makes you feel,
Hmm.
the next thing is to look at what it is that is in your present that can help you move one step forward, just one step forward. It doesn't have to be the whole project. Is it maybe go for a walk and maybe convene with nature for a moment?
Hmm.
Could it be petting a pet? Because we're working from home, lots of us have our pets around. So maybe a pet break. You can also uh, do some coloring. I know people think this is crazy, but 5 minutes of coloring or doodling
Hmm.
allows you to feel. You see what I mean? It's coming through the body. And so these are things. So going out into nature um, is also where you're taking in the colors, but what they're doing is that they're allowing you to feel happy, feel calm.
Hmm.
See what I mean? So once again, you're coming back into your body. So these are some simple things. that we can do. The thing to remember is that if you're feeling drained or exhausted, right, is to go back and look at this, because exhaustion and feeling drained is energy leaking out because negative emotions have not been addressed.
Mm. It's
Because
like the negative emotions are pushing out the good stuff, the
yeah,
good.
they are, and they actually create what we call energy leaks.
Oh.
So energy leaks out when you have this, because what's happening is, think about a day when you're worried about something, right? You're doing all the things, you're dropping the kids off, you're having the Zoom meetings, you're doing the things, but you're not feeling what's going on. It's either by choice or by scheduling, it's
Mm.
been pushed off, right? And so what's happening is, every time you hang up with that Zoom call or phone call, or you drop the kids off, that gnawing emotion starts to kind of touch at you, and you're like, oh no, I have to go to a Zoom call.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so what happens is, it now is draining your operating system.
Mm.
It's creating little nicks on your operating system, and so these energy leaks ultimately drain you. So when you address them, when you recognize them, name them, address them in the present, you give them an opportunity to dissipate. And so once they dissipate, you close the energy leak, and your energy starts to just, you're like, oh my god, I have all this energy. It's not that you magically have it, it's that your draining stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So ladies, how can we have more energy, have better emotional wellness, right? So feel better. It sounds like what I hear Marelda saying is, first of all, we need to slow down a little bit to recognize when something is going on with ourselves, and then not just keep pushing it away, pushing it away, pushing it away, and not dealing with it. We have to deal with it because the negative in our bodies are pushing out the good energy, and we need that energy to be able to get us through the day. So what is another step of, I love the doodling, I love the, going outside, taking a pep break, taking a walk. That works for me. Like, I take daily walks, and sometimes it's not till later in the day, but that's just really kind of really helps me recenter for the day, if you will. And it gets me outside, it gets me in the sun. These are all really great tips, Marelda, on how we can focus on our health is like number one, right? Our health is number
It
one. And
is.
what we don't realize is emotions, especially, manifest themselves as something much deeper in our bodies, and we can get very, very, very sick. And this can all be avoided. This
It
can all
can.
be avoided.
And I think it's also, the outcome of poor health can be avoided by taking just a moment to address what is nagging you in the moment, right? And just one more thing I wanted to add is how important nutrition is in this whole piece, and really tapping into the energy of foods and helping your body with the foods that it needs. And something just as simple as the color in foods, just looking at the different colors, right? So okay, maybe you don't have time for a coloring book, or you don't have color pencils, doesn't matter, go into the fridge and go pick out things with different colors, because all these colors are actually plant nutrients
Mm-hmm.
that support the body. And so the more you can have color in your food, the more you're tapping into the different colors that actually speak to different body parts. So, just eating the colors of the rainbow is something that I love to do. And I've learned from my mentor to do that, which is very, very helpful. And it's also really great because it gives you more of that nutrient that
Yeah.
you cannot find in animal products.
That's a great idea. I read an excerpt in a book this morning that kind of, it really hit me, and I want to just share this with everyone, which will really kind of wrap up everything you're saying. Is our health is not going to wait for us. It's just
Hmm.
not going to wait. So, if you don't take care of your body, which is where you live, then where will you live?
Yeah.
So, if you don't take care of the one body you've been given, which is where you live, then what is your plan on where you're going to live? You've got one body, and we need to take care of it. And neglecting our emotional health, neglecting our nutritional health, neglecting our physical health, your body eventually, that space that you're in will wear down, and then you have nowhere else to live. So just remember that. That is key and the most important thing to everything else you can get done in your life.
Yeah.
Success doesn't come unless you're taking care of those essential pieces.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
true. So
Yeah.
true.
So I mean, we take care of our houses that we live in, right? But we need to take care of this temple, right? This temple that
Yes,
we live
absolutely.
in,
Where we really live in.
where we really live. We need to take care of that. So, Marelda, thank you so much, because I do believe, in today's world, we're getting back to a lot of what somewhat normal things are, but it's taken an emotional loop for the children that have never been through this type of thing, for adults. I mean, we've never seen anything like this before. So there's a lot of emotions going on. Pay attention to your body. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Eat the colors of the rainbow, like Marelda said. And Marelda, how can people reach you if they'd like to reach out for more information?
You can reach me on my Facebook page, which is Move Beyond Grief,
Okay,
and also connect with me on LinkedIn. So these are the two
perfect.
main areas.
Yeah, so if you'll put those in the comment section, Marelda, for
I
everyone,
will.
and then they can see those and click on it. I suggest everyone, Marelda's been working with people through grief and several other things to help move a lot of that out of your body. So I suggest, if you're feeling any of this, to reach out to Marelda, just to chat with her, to learn more about how she can assist you with getting past some of what you're dealing with in your life right now. So Marelda, thank you again for coming forward and helping women be healthier, live more vibrant lives, and eat healthier, because that is just super important. So thank you again, everyone, for being
Thank
with
you.
us. You guys have a fabulous week. We'll see you later. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.